now, Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt. Senator, you and I have been on Trump Force One together, and to see this exchange, I'm sorry, but I enjoyed every minute because it was classic Trump, classic Vance, and Zelensky cannot read the room, can't read the country, forget the room.
Well, I think Zelensky and so many others are just so used to American leaders being weak and telling him what he wants to hear and not telling him the truth. President Trump and J.D. Vance are ushering in a new era of American realism where our core interests reign supreme, right? Our European allies need to step up. We need to focus on China. And they were very clear today. I just think, and I also have golfed with President Trump from time to time, today for Zelensky, this was a gimme. This was a one-foot putt that he just blew past the hole with his arrogance and his smugness. It totally backfired. The biggest losers here are the Ukrainian people because you have an American president, the only person on the planet, Laura, who can bring peace, and he couldn't bring himself just to say thank you today, to say thank you and just listen as opposed to popping off, and then he got escorted out of the Oval Office and out of the White House. So this thing's really, in jeopardy now, and I think that, but I'm glad the American people have a president and a vice president who are willing to stand up for them.
But our friends over at MSNBC did not like the public nature of this. We might have the soundbite because it's actually pretty funny to hear. But they didn't like this idea that these conversations were being held for the country to see, for the world to see, because they're used to holding things close behind closed doors. You don't know what's really said. You don't know what happens in the room, and they prefer it that way. But do you believe that this was actually educational?
Oh, I think people saw what this whole thing is about. I mean, I've been on your show before expressing frustration. Many of us have been saying for the last 2 years that this blank check for an endless war where they can't articulate what victory looks like is an insult to the American taxpayer. And American taxpayers are tapped out. President Trump is delivering that message. And so, with very few cards to play, Zelensky came to town and could have got, one step closer to a peace deal, saving hundreds of thousands of Ukrainian lives. But again, I don't know if he's just really was that dumb today or he's getting terrible advice, but that was the exact wrong way to deal with President Trump and J.D. Vance today.
I don't think any of this was planned on his part. From what Scott Bessent just told us, this is the way he was in the Treasury Secretary's meeting. He kind of waltzed in, that's who he is. And I'm sorry, the Ukrainian people don't deserve this. Trump wants peace, and he wants it now. Now, your old friend Susan Rice, because when I think peacemaker, I think Susan Rice, not. But she came out today, and she's very embarrassed. Watch.
Zelensky was compelled to agree to a horrible deal that would have sent Ukraine's minerals to the United States without any concrete security guarantees. The vice president of the United States lit into him. J.D. Vance did that deliberately.
It was
painful. This was really, I've never been embarrassed to be an American, and today was embarrassing, and it was awful.
He's embarrassed. Adam Kinziger's embarrassed. Do they realize they're actually hurting their cause by appearing on television? I mean, it's making it harder to get to any positive outcome for Ukraine.
Yeah, the America Last crowd has always got something to say, but I think today was telling. And I think people should pay attention to the people who were defending Zelensky versus the people who were defending America. So it's a kind of a defining day. I think a fault line that had existed for a while is now out in the open. And it's very, as you said, it's very educational, it's very instructive. But the truth of the matter is, we're Americans. That's our president. And no foreign leader comes into the Oval Office and disrespects us that way, especially when we're trying to help.
I mean, could you ever imagine Joe Biden? In any sense of the word, he would just basically sit there and nod and hold those cards in his hand, those with big magic marker writing, and hope for the. I mean, but he was used to dealing with Biden or whoever was pulling Biden's strings, and it's like the boss man. The boss man's back in charge, and you don't disrespect the boss. Senator, always great to spend time. Thank you. All right, up next, Elon Musk with Joe Rogan.